Hi, this is Professor Loushine, and this is the fifth of 7 steps for the data analysis, and this is video 6 of 8. In this video, we're going to build off of what we did last time, which was explore by what we called it where, but it really came down to policy class code, and then half of the companies had accident location, accident department. Now we're going to do what, and what I'm really getting to is we're going to be analyzing by accident source first. And then after we've discovered that there are too many categories in that variable, it's inexplicable, I'll show you a way in which I've condensed into much fewer, which makes it easier to do the trending and forecasting and estimating in the next step after this one. We're going to be using the similar COUNTIF SUMIF to fill our tables, and then we're going to use the risk priority number just like we did last time. It's basically the same steps, except that we're going to be redefining what cause is for this. That's otherwise pretty much the same. Last time, these are some of the results. So this is from company A. For the policy class code, that's all they had, and it predominantly became 9101. We're going to have to work for this one. If you recall, this data set was the annual trend showed that it was getting better each year, so the safety program is performing well. This is just making it more and more difficult to come up with some juicy recommendations for management. In company B, we had several different things we could choose from. Here's the policy class code. 4 of them came out as priorities, and as you can see down below, I was looking for Pareto, the 80-20. Here's by location. Again, this is pretty good data, so this should be a lot easier than the previous data sets. Company C, we've got 1 primary, just like in the first one, and the location, it was really sparse. So this is going to be another potential tough one, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, we will analyze by 8008, then maybe look into a few of these top locations. We'll see what happens. In company D, this is the largest data set. We got 2 class codes that we'll be investigating, and this should be a lot easier, I would think. So the approach is very much the same, except that I'll be using pivot tables to define the criterion. Well, I guess I did that last time too, with just so we know what the entries are, makes it easier on us. We don't have to do it manually. For the new classification, what I did is I looked online and I searched work comp accident source codes. And I found 4 interesting resources. One is from Montana, one from Wisconsin, one from Minnesota, and one is sort of a national site. And I combined the 4 to create this new cause categories, and there are 11 here. You could tweak these. This is not a final thing. This is just something I came up with to use on all 4. And it varies. You may even question some of the reclassifications that I do. And then the analysis is pretty much the same. One thing I want to show you right off the bat is, what do these class codes mean? And you can go, this is the Wisconsin Compensation Rating Bureau website. It's wcrb.org. And right here on the front, it says class code lookup. So let's just go, didn't want to do that. Let's go back in here real quick, and I'll just pick one here, right here. 9101. Let's see what that is. And I had done that, and I put it on the slide, but I didn't spend time talking about it. So it's college other employees, and you can see here's the rate per payroll divided by 100, and then you add up all the unique policy class codes within a company, and that gives you your base premium. So that's what that is. You could look that up if you want. You could pretty much find anything you need online. So let's go on over to let's go to company A first. It's on the other screen. And this is where we left off. We had the policy class codes. Here, what I did is I used pivot table to identify what the accident sources are and put them in here. And then I did the same, look at it, it's the same header. I did the count, percent count, the paids, the percent total paid, average paid, risk priority number, sorted by risk priority number, and then wrote the priorities. And then I did the top 5, 7, 9, 12. I could have done in the middle too. What I'm looking for is that Pareto. So when it gets to 80 there and maybe 80 here. So top 9 would probably be good. And I did highlight those. So that would be what I would investigate if I wasn't going to create a new cause. I think what I'll do is go ahead and I'll kind of show you what it looks like. So here we had 39, so I didn't even go with priorities, though I think I calculated top 3. I'd have to go top 12 on that one. It's all right, but again, I'm going to be reclassifying these. Let's go to C. It's on my other screen. And here is that's accent location. Where is my... Oh, we're on PC code. That's why, duh. And here are my top 3, top 5, top 7. Yeah, I guess you could almost go with top 5. Let's just highlight these. There we go. So I could look into those. And I believe we have one more to look at real quick. Shows up on the other screen. Bring it over. Here we go. It's here, I believe. Yeah. So there were... Yeesh. Were 65 different types of entries. Yeah, that's going to be hard to... I did a top 5 and a top 10. The top 10 pretty much accomplished what we wanted. They're right here. So there's a lot of description here, and that's a problem I have with any data that we currently collect, that whether it's the 300 log or the work comp loss run, nobody ever questions, why are we using these classifications? Why aren't we breaking it down in a different way so it's easier to analyze? And I hope that's something I'm going to discuss at the end, the final video, because I don't like this. That's why I'm reclassifying into more of a parent code, that all the slip, trips, and fall go in one, all the overexertion go into another, all the exposure to sharps go into another. Why can't we have like multiple levels? So a primary, secondary, tertiary, maybe a fourth level as well. And then you can get down into more of these descriptive classifications. Why don't we ever try to improve it? I don't know. So let's work our way back. So with the new cause, and I'll show you what I did here on I've been doing a lot of work on a different spreadsheet. So here's the new cause categories that I created from, again, these 4 up here. And then I copied and pasted the pivot table of the accident source here. And I recoded, and I gave this a color, so then when I recode to the old system, it matches up. So then when I add a new column and code it in the spreadsheet, I can look at the colors because it's going to be sorted by it, and then I can copy and paste the respective new entry into the new column. So that's why I did it that way. And you can see that, yeah, one had, look at that. It just keeps going and going. 65 entries. The least was like right around 31. And we're going to reduce it to 11. That's the most I've got there. All right, so this is the new cause with outliers. I moved them up to the top. Why did I do that? Because I need to code them as well. So I might as well do it because it's really easy to make it without. And with the new cause categories, I now have a top 4, and those top 4 provide a nice Pareto. So I'll be investigating those. And in order to make it so that there's no outliers, and what it does is it automatically updates the table. And it looks like it stayed the same even with the outliers. They're down below. It's the same we meant before, but look at I have my new things there. New classification, new cause. And the top 4 still, yeah, we still get a pretty good Pareto to go off of. Though I may look at the 5th one. No, that's pretty close. So we'll see. In order to get here, all I'd have to do is just go to the top, the one that had it with it. Highlight the top row, go filter by total paid. I can't find it. Largest to smallest. And then I just cut out the top however many we have. That's how I would do it. All right, let's go to the next one. Company C. Here are the new causes right here, new cause code. I've got a top 3, and this is with outliers. Got a nice Pareto there. overexertion, slip, trip, fall, struck against. And then I did the same simple thing, took out the outliers, and it did change order a little bit. The first priority stayed the same, but what was previously the second priority now is the third, and the third was the second. So even if I did the top three, I would still cover what I wanted, even with outliers in or out. But this is more conservative. The company B, I've got here are my results. I've got a top three. I have a nice Pareto ratio here, and so when I go and take the outliers out, 2 and 3 flipped, and then the fifth one came way down here. So if I'm going to keep going, then I'd probably want to take a look at these as well. But the top three should suffice with this data. And the final company, which is company A, excuse me, got a frog in my throat. Here are my top 5. The top 5 give me a nice Pareto. So I'll investigate. This is the smallest data set, and this is the one that is improving. And so this is going to be the tough one. Here's what it looks like when we take out the outliers. Did it change? 1 stayed the same. The old 2 is now a 3. The old 4 is the 2. So as long as I do the top 5, I'm still going to catch the top 5 even with the outliers down below. Now let's give I'm going to give you a little insight into what we're going to be doing, and that is take that final no outliers, new cause, and what you do is then you sort by policy class code or the location, whatever you want. You delete everything that isn't a priority. So the priority was 9101. So I deleted all the non-101, 9101s. And then I went up and I deleted, for like this one, I delete everything except the overexertion. So this is just the claims that had overexertion as the new cause and 9101 as the policy class code. So it's narrowed down to like one cell within a matrix. And because I still have my trending table, the annual trending table, then it allows me just to create these charts really easily. One thing I didn't do is I didn't extend like I was supposed to. Is it going to let me do it? There we go. You move it forward 3 years and it forecasts where it's going to be in 2020. It makes it easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. So it appears that it's going to be 0. So overexertion is, I'll talk about it in the recommendations, but there's really no recommendation to look into this. They're doing a good job. How about slip, trip, and fall? It looks a little bit different. Sure, the count's going down, but the total paid appears to be trending upward, as is the average per claim. I don't want to give away. I'm going to calculate annual averages, and I'm going to look at the 2 estimations and do a range of requested investments based on a range of return on investment percentages. The caught in, I can go ahead and do this for you real quick. Even though this is for the next video, but we're already here, so might as well. And of course, keep this under 15 minutes. That'd be kind of nice too, wouldn't it? Last time I recorded this, I think it was like 30 minutes. I had difficulty. So it's going down, but it still is going to be positive enough that we could mention it. Struck by, accounts going down, total paid's going down. And for miscellaneous, this one might have a little bit of value. So next time, we're going to be doing this, but then also calculating annual averages and comparing the charts to the averages, taking the more conservative estimate, and then determining what would be a safe investment into safety into these specific priorities given a range of return on investment. So join me next time.